right, Columbus, y'all better get ready because it's almost time. All right, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes until showtime. If you're here at the Grand Event Center, you need to get away from the bar, come in and sit down at your table so we can get started, or we will start without you. We are here at the Grand Event Center in Grandview, so grab your lunch and get ready to party with us. All right, are you ready? I said, are you ready to honor this year's Women of Achievement? We only have 2 minutes, 2 minutes. That's 120 seconds to go. So everybody who is here in this room, sit down, Jeremy. All you people in the back in front of my prompter, move out of the way, please. That's you, sir, standing up. And we're going to get started in 2 minutes. All right, hello, Columbus. Everybody in this room who is still standing up talking while I'm talking, you need to sit down. Thank you so very much, because we need to get started, because we've got a celebration, do we not? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the 2022 Women of Achievement Celebration. I'm Angela Pace, a member of the class of 1994. You can tell us almost said something else. You can tell us old folks, because we have these that look like this, don't we, Janet? Yes. There you go. I am your host for this year's event, and we are here live at the Grand Event Center in Grandview with this year's honorees for a small but apparently loud celebration. And we are excited to have all of you join us virtually from home or from work or from the mall or from the gym, from the golf course, wherever you are. Today, we are thrilled to honor 6 amazing women. Let me check that. We are here to honor 6 stupid, amazing women, okay? These are some bad broads. But before we get started, I got some technical stuff that I don't understand, but I have to say it to you anyway. At the bottom of your screen, if you are with us virtually, not you people in here, you pay attention to me. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat button, and clicking on that button will bring up the chat box on the side of your screen. So we want you to use this during the event to say hello, to congratulate today's honorees, and to share some love for YWCA Columbus. All you folks at home, don't forget to chat. Now, hopefully, you are wearing the color or colors to match and show support for the 2022 Women of Achievement honorees. They all have their own colors, and I'm seeing a whole lot of rainbow out here. This is great. This is great. I myself decided to wear my Joseph coat of many colors to embrace all the honorees and to show no favoritism, so thank you very much. We want you to hop on social media, post a picture of you and your crew celebrating your special honoree. Be sure to use the hashtags. There's that word I don't understand. Hashtag YWCA CBUS and hashtag Women of Achievement 2022. So since all of us cannot be together today, let's make sure that the 2022 class of Women of Achievement feel our love on chat and on social. All right. Are we ready to party? Okay, this side of the room, y'all tired. Are we ready to party? Thank you very much. And here to kick the party off, please welcome YWCA Columbus Board Chair and one of my favorite people on the planet, Janelle Coleman. Give me them shoes, I know.
Thank you, Angela. Hello, and welcome to the 37th Annual Women of Achievement Celebration. For the third year, we are joining you virtually, along with a small, but loud, according to Angela, live gathering to cheer on our honorees. We certainly look forward to next year when we can all be back in one room celebrating together. This year, we are thrilled to honor 6 of our newest members of this esteemed group of Women of Achievement. A special group of women who have shown a great history living YWCA Columbus's mission of eliminating racism and empowering women, both in their professional and personal lives. This year, we are also recognizing 3 women on the rise, young women in our community who have impressed us with their dedication to creating positive change in Columbus. I can't wait for you to meet them. These 9 women are change makers. And being here and supporting YWCA Columbus, you are too. This event has raised over $585,000, which I think deserves a round of applause. And those dollars will enable us to amplify the voice and impact of YWCA Columbus as we work to ensure every member of our community is empowered to live in dignity. Thank you to our 4 presenting sponsors, American Electric Power Foundation, Bath and Body Works Foundation, Big Lots Foundation, and Honda. Your support is vital. And thank you to our Academy sponsor, Cardinal Health, throughout today's event, you'll have opportunities to give. It's as easy as using the QR code on the screen or clicking on the link in the chat box, but the impact will be profound. The funds we raise today will enable your YWCA Columbus to act as a beacon for good in our community, just like the women we are honoring this afternoon. Enjoy the show.
It's hard to believe that this is the 37th year that we are celebrating the YWCA Greater Columbus Women of Achievement. We are thrilled to be a presenting sponsor for the Academy of Women of Achievement.
The work championed this year by Angie, Janika, Joanna, Joy, Laura, and Linda truly provides great inspiration for the types of holistic support in need across our community. And we see that our collective future remains bright and promising under the ambitious spirit of Erin, Danielle, and Elsie.
We firmly believe that leveraging the power of diversity, equity, and inclusion gives us a clear competitive advantage in business, in our communities, and in our personal lives.
This means that we are committed to building a diverse workforce, to cultivating an inclusive workplace, to embracing our differences, and to paving new roads.
Women of Achievement and On the Rise, we wish you a very hearty congratulations. And now, I present the Academy of Women of Achievement.
Bath & Body Works believes the world is a better place when everyone has access to the things that make them feel happy, supported, and respected, which is why we're proud to join the YWCA Columbus as they honor local leaders who are advocates for all, women who are leaders in their community and who serve as champions of dignity for all.
We know at Bath & Body Works that inclusion makes us stronger, and we live that part of our brand every single day.
Bath & Body Works advocates for all women across different age brackets as well as different levels within the company.
I think female leaders are important because you don't see a lot of them. A place like Bath & Body Works is really rare. I can see myself in these roles. I can aspire to that. You're surrounded by people you know who have maybe gone through some similar things that you have gone through.
The commitment to the community, the commitment to the people here, that culture is where I want to be.
We're proud to support the YWCA Columbus and this year's Women of Achievement. Congratulations, YWCA Women of Achievement Award winners.
Congratulations.
And we want to say thank you to Bath & Body Works Foundation and to all of our sponsors who helped to make today possible. We could not do it without you. And now, it is time for the main event. Everyone's favorite part of the program where we add 6 new members to our Academy of Women of Achievement. And I have to say on a personal note, I know 3 of these women. One of them I know just about all her life, and I could not be prouder to call them friends and, as of today, sisters. I ask you all now to sit back and enjoy the show as we learn more about this year's honorees. And if you are joining us virtually, don't forget, give us a shout out on social media using the hashtags. Here we go again. Hashtag YWCA CBUS and hashtag Women of Achievement 2022. Or comment in the live chat. All right, let's start meddling.
Today, we're here for a special occasion. We get to roast her. But actually, we really are here to talk not just to you, but about you. I am honored that I get to start the ball rolling because I've been her pastor for 20 years. Doesn't seem possible. When she came here, she was 14 years old. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. And I've watched her grow. And one of the things that I think is so important about you is when you came to us about wanting to do this free legal clinic. And I cannot tell you how many Tuesday nights I would be walking down the hallway, going to a board meeting, and she would be back there setting up because she wanted to reach people who had no legal representation.
Yeah, and that legal clinic has just really been amazing. I mean, we have a variety of legal clinics around town, but your recognition of the need to have one in this area and also your dedication to keep it going. It would not have happened and it would not have continued to go without your work, without your mom's work, and your willingness to just meet with everybody where they are on whatever issue they come up with.
A landlord-tenant case, just one, affects someone's shelter.
Yes.
It affects their everyday life. And so it is outstanding that you are willing to not only litigate the huge high-dollar cases, but also litigate the smaller cases that might not mean anything to the world at large, but means everything to an individual.
Talk to us a little bit about how you became you.
I am blessed to be the daughter of a young mother, but I had the pleasure then of being raised by both my grandmother and my mother. And those two women are just amazing human beings. They are who I am. I didn't have to look past where I live to understand what is required of me. And that is service. Like, we didn't have much. We went to soup kitchens. We were always feeding people who my mom was like, they're less fortunate than we are. I practice law, I love what I do, but if I'm not touching the people, yeah, that's not gonna keep me long term.
There is no lawyer, especially young Black lawyer, that hasn't come to you where you didn't take the time to offer your knowledge and your experience.
Talk to us a little bit about, as you look back and then you look to the future, what are some of the things you see?
We always talk about how important it is to love yourself. You know, because that was something that my grandmother always instilled in me. She always said that, you know what, you may not be the best person in the room. You may not be the prettiest person in the room, but when you step in there, you better be the best that you can be. You know, and that's what I have lived by. Right. You know, and my mom, we have this rule. She always says, hey, favor is not fair. So when you get it, don't you abuse it. And that is one thing that we carry through our family. And so that has to be our continued legacy of appreciating what you have and using it to benefit others.
You embrace so many people. You inspire so many people. You help so many people. And that's why I think you're being honored, because you really are a woman of achievement. We love you.
I'm Janet Jackson, a community volunteer. Humble, accountable, understated, loyal, courageous, compassionate, authentic, simply exceptional. Friends and peers shared these words to describe my friend and mentee, Janika Pierce Tucker. I met Janika over 23 years ago when she was a law student at The Ohio State University Moritz College of Law. Almost immediately, we developed a mentor-protege relationship that has continued uninterrupted still today. Janika is a super lawyer who has accomplishments, milestones in her career, resulting in her current coveted role of partner in charge of the Taft Columbus office. She also brings her passion as a volunteer to both the legal and broader community. Although many of you may only know of Janika's professional reputation, I have had the unique honor of observing her as a loving daughter, spouse, mother, and friend. With Janika, family and friends come first. In the words of her dear friend and mentor, attorney Frank Ray, Janika is simply an amazing, exemplary person. Please welcome my dear, dear friend and almost a daughter, Janika Pierce Tucker. I love you.
He's gonna help you. Okay. My sister Jay was only 30 when she passed away from breast cancer. She did more in her 30 years than most people do in a lifetime. She lived an impressive life of helping others. She always said, "Don't worry, I'll get my reward." She is the best of me. And she's just one person in my village. I'm sure you've heard the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." I define my village as a host of people. My grandparents, parents, husband, siblings, children, friends, and colleagues who believed in me enough to sacrifice for my success. My village shaped me and made me value greatly the importance of service to others. Sandy Flemings is another person in my village. She showed me the ropes when I worked for General Motors as part of my college scholarship. I rotated jobs ranging from assembly worker to being a supervisor of union workers 20 plus years my senior. Sandy taught me the proper use of profanity, how to demand respect without being abrasive or argumentative, and most important, the shop floor politics. Sandy, like my sister Jay, gave me life tools that I continue to use today. I am eternally grateful that they have invested their energy in me. I stand here today as a product of their generous spirits, and every day I am conscious of my need to pay it back, to share my strength with others. I call on you to be part of someone's village too. Your coworker, your neighbor, your friend, they can all rise when someone reaches out and helps them along. Instilling dignity, justice, and hope when these feelings might be in short supply shouldn't be a one-time thing. Service to others has a way of making us all better people. Make it your commitment. You won't ever regret it. Like my sister Jay said, you'll get your reward.
Linda, we're so excited to be here today. And how appropriate that this year's theme is advocacy for all, because the first thing I thought of when I thought about you is advocacy. You learned from an early age that education lays a foundation of opportunity. But what really brings out your passion and energy is to ensure that those opportunities are fair and equitable for all.
My journey has been very special. It's been a long road, about 35 years, and I have to give a special call out to my partner and my life partner, John. Education has been such a passion of mine because I've realized through the years what education has done for so many people, especially women who are looking to get into the workforce, many of them for the first time. And Francie, your organization, Fifth Third, helped us grow from a career center to a true college.
And when you think about the impact of that visionary leadership, I think about the Hondros College and the nursing students and your advocacy for adult learners, creating the LPN program that really helped create a career pathway to a 2-year degree into a 4-year degree into employment.
People needed these types of careers so that they could better their lives. And when they bettered their lives, quite frankly, we bettered our lives. Financial gain is one thing. Gain within your heart and your mind and your soul by helping folks advance their lives is priceless.
It is. You taught me the value of education, of empathy, of drive. Linda can take the tactical nature of the whole picture and put it in motion, and then she pulls other women along with her.
Linda gave me a chance. You know, she was one of my very first clients, and it meant the world. You know, it gave me the confidence that I needed. Like, this could work. You know, this is going to be okay. So I thank you for so much.
And I've also recognized at the Ohio Chamber, Linda has brought other women onto the board and recognizing that there's an opportunity to help develop and open that boardroom door for other women.
The conversation changes when there is that diversity in the boardroom.
Where does that drive come from?
My own personal motto was no guts, no glory. And I did it in such a way that it would make me drive to do something that I wasn't comfortable at doing. Raise my hand, be part of that committee, try to be a leader in that meeting. Create your own brand, create a position that can help you find your inner self and drive. That's been what I've done, and I found it successful.
You do it with such a caring heart. You know, you come into situations with the no guts, no glory drive and do it with such a sensitive and caring heart and a very generous spirit. When you have all of those elements come together, it's just powerful.
You engage people for life. It's not just for the time that you're with them, but forever.
It truly is a family. Everyone that has come in contact with you really feels like they're part of your Hondros family.
And in the work environment, being a family helps you create loyalty, helps people feel like they have found their purpose and hopefully their new passion.
So we're so proud of you. You are our Women of Achievement.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to all of the honorees. I'm delighted to be here today to introduce my friend, Linda Hondros. And from the video, you learned about Linda's motto, no guts, no glory. And that's exactly who she is. She's an entrepreneur who works smart and hard, and she's not afraid to take risks. Frankly, it's a quality that I so admire. She does not seek glory for herself, but rather she's always looking for ways to advocate for others. Her impact is far and wide. When she walks into the boardroom, she always makes sure that she holds the door open, ensuring diversity of thought and representation by bringing more women, like me, into the boardroom. Her brilliant mind, her caring heart, and generous soul inspire her advocacy, inspire her philanthropy and community service. So please join me in welcoming my friend Linda Hondros to the stage. The Academy of the Women of Achievement.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. I've been blessed to see an ocean of opportunity, to live it and be part of something transformational. It started when I realized life happens quickly. And if you want to live a better and more extraordinary life, you need to pursue your passion. To find your passion, explore, try, and do many things. Dive deep, raise your hand, participate in organizations, and don't be afraid to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Surround yourself with good, hardworking, kind, and ethical people. And when you do this, you'll discover what leads to your success. I found education, or maybe it found me. Either way, that became my life's work. To watch someone find a new career or advance themselves through our programs was magical, and still is. Over my 35 years in education, thousands of adult learners started their careers in real estate, insurance, financial services, and nursing. My advice isn't new. I had the fortune of working with many wonderful folks, and it started with my business and life partner, my husband, John. I will always advocate that education is the key to improving your life. Learning opportunities make you stronger, more vital, and give you connections to grow. I discovered my passion for learning early. It became my ocean of opportunity. Find your ocean, dream, think, then pursue your passion. If you don't push yourself, no one else will. My inspiration was no guts, no glory. It helped me overcome my fear of putting myself out there. We all fear failure, but if you don't try, you can't succeed. Use education to define your dreams and accomplish success. Dive in and find your own ocean of opportunity. It's waiting for all of you.
Hello. On behalf of Honda, I am pleased to join you in celebrating this year's Women of Achievement. I'm happy to say that Honda is a longtime supporter of the YWCA Columbus. We share its mission to create a more equitable society. Today, we recognize the extraordinary work of the 2022 Women of Achievement honorees. These exemplary women motivate us. These are women with the courage to push for change and who show their dedication to their communities. As the theme, Advocates for All, suggests, women are often at the forefront of social change. While we know that we have work to do, Honda has taken and will continue to take deliberate action to advance diversity and inclusion within our company and in society to achieve justice and equality for all people. Thank you.
If someone had asked me when Joanna and I were roommates in college if we'd be here someday talking about her work, I would have said, of course we will be. As long as I've known Joanna, she has tried to have a positive impact on the community that she lived in, worked in, and is a part of. She's done so much to get resources in the hands of the people in those communities so that they could succeed, which lets the community as a whole thrive.
I've had the pleasure and honor to serve on the board of CODA and to witness Joanna's leadership through a crisis like one we've never experienced in our lifetime has really been incredible. It's easy to forget just how much uncertainty there was at the beginning of this pandemic. And quickly, Joanna responded. First and foremost, she made sure that her operators were essential workers and that they had childcare that they needed, that they were protected in the buses. She made fares free so that people, essential workers, could get to and from where they needed to be. Joanna really stepped up and demonstrated to the community how much she cared.
My first interaction was 2 decades ago when she was with ODOT. We had a major bridge that had not been worked on for 60 years. She was able to take all the different partners and have them interact to make sure that we got what should have been done many years ago done in a very short time.
So every time I think about Joanna, I think about girl power, right? So that was one of the first things when she was first appointed to this position, but it really came about during the social justice resurgence. Her empathy and passion to ensure that her team members were being taken care of.
It just is amazing to me how if you put people first and if you think about people outcomes, you will always have the right answer. I've been blessed also to have, this really fundamental education that my parents helped me achieve. First generation college, go into engineering. So in this unprecedented era of tech and social justice and all of these big topics, it's like, how can we use these new systems for people? And if you are not at the table having the equity conversation, having the diversity conversation about inclusive development, then we're just going to repeat past mistakes.
I mean, the results do speak for themselves. You've led an organization to be globally recognized as one of the best in the world at what you do. She brings all of her best talents to ensure that the community benefits the most.
Absolutely. Like, we've had a pretty good run for a while, but we know that the economy of the future is going to look very different. Technology is coming at us at an unprecedented rate, and we have to be really smart about how we're going to apply that for people.
As we talk about the Columbus Way, what do you see from a transit standpoint? What does that mean to you?
So connecting everyone with the entire system, expanding high capacity rapid transit in the future, making sure micromobility exists in communities where they need smaller solutions, and making sure the whole system is built out. And once things are connected, you're just going to see results for decades that we can't even imagine right now. I always think it's a good time to challenge the status quo and see if we can do better. And having partners who help me with that has been the best part of my recent history. I just can't say enough about those who are willing to always look for a better solution.
I love that girl power. Hi, everyone. Privileged to be here. I'm Francie Henry, mother, wife, bank president. I love that. And a big-time fan and friend of Joanna Pickerton and CODA. CODA's vision is to move every life forward. So allow me to play off some of the driving analogies for a moment. First, you can laugh, it's okay. Joanna is a driving force in a male-dominated industry. Second, for more than 2 decades, she has worked to make sure women have a seat at the table. To Joanna, diversity and inclusion isn't about taking seats away from people at the table. It's about making the table larger so everyone's voice is heard and appreciated. And that's how we get better. Joanna has led transformative change at CODA. I mean, real transformative change. She developed the organization's first strategic plan that makes equity, diversity, and inclusion the core values for everything CODA does for its customers and its employees. As a result, her leadership team is 68% diverse across gender, race, ethnicity, and orientation, while her director team is now, girl power, 50% women. In addition, she has created resource groups for veterans, Black employees, women, and working parents, and an LGBTQ group will begin later this spring. I enjoy her optimism. I love her sense of humor. She is the right leader at the right time. For these and many other reasons, please welcome to the Academy. It's such an honor to be able to do this. My good friend, Joanna Pickerton.
I'm an engineer, and I take great pride in my profession. As engineers, we're taught to solve really complex problems, but most importantly, we are taught to always believe there is a solution. In our nation, only a small number of women, about 15%, are engineers, but we're having a growing impact. When I first became an engineer, I took an oath 24 years ago called the Order of the Engineer. And it says, in part, when needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. I didn't have the experience back then to know that those words would guide my belief and my practice in servant leadership, but I do now. Before my work at CODA, I held an executive role at the largest independent mobility research facility in North America. But our primary goal was to protect you, your safety, to ensure that the human was always considered first in all new tech development. That job was a natural transition from when I worked in local and state government earlier in my career, solving very human problems there too. And I can remember an early assignment where I had to find a solution for a really serious water problem for low-income families. The complexity wasn't the technical solution, but rather the human problem of how to pay for it. A multi-million-dollar investment was the engineering answer, but high residential utility bills to cover the cost was out of the question. We went to work meeting with residents in their homes, and we ended up finding a solution that worked for the project, but also for people's health and their budgets. And I'm a big believer that if we always focus on people outcomes when facing our challenges, we will always develop the right solution. Anything worth doing, anything worth inventing, anything worth engineering is only worth it if it helps people. We all have a responsibility to use our talents to serve others. And so I urge you, always remember the human element when you're tackling issues. Be present, understand the problem statement, advocate for those not represented, and set things in motion even if they won't be realized for years. It will give your life a whole new meaning. Thank you.
It's taken us a journey, Angie, to get us to this table today. all the way from Uganda. For those, of course, who do not know much about my story, I was burnt with acid. I got this attack in 2014. I had to flee. I had to run away from my perpetrators. So now I fall into the hands of Angie through the resettlement program. I get to the airport. You remember? This is what you said. Welcome, welcome, Deborah. And so from day one, Angie, you have been with me. I still had wounds all over my body because of the sulfuric acid that they had thrown on my body. So I was in terrible pain, but I still had that pain of my children that I had left home when I flee the country.
I remember, on a daily basis, Angie speaking of Deborah and Deborah's children, and Angie looking at pictures of her own children in her phone and saying, we must advocate for mothers who are separated from their children.
I've drawn my inspiration from Deborah, from Afnan, from these clients, and gotten to know them and their families, from my colleagues at CRIS who have put that trust in me and who I'm so privileged to work with.
And we thank you for that leadership. We thank you for your determination, for never, ever giving up on the humans and the families that benefit from the work that we do.
Me being a refugee coming and working here under her leadership, I have gained so much of strength because she empowers staff in a very incredible way. She has been my personal mentor. If it was not Angie's advice, I would not have been a PhD student at Ohio State University.
And it's been a really challenging time for the organization in recent years and for the industry. I mean, the federal government's travel ban in 2017 was devastating. It was devastating for our clients and for families, but it was also devastating to the organization. And I watched Annie lead with resolve during that time. I mean, she didn't flinch.
Talking about the travel ban, my dad was affected by it. It was right before he had his papers finalized, but he made it to my college graduation. I graduated from OSU in December, and Angie was one of the big reasons why he was here.
Many of my friends and family have heard that going to the airport for family reunification is one of my favorite things. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work, and then to be beside this person I've gotten to know so well, to celebrate with them is such a joy.
The day he arrived, she got to the airport before any of us got there. And I just remember Angie, as soon as my dad came, and just tears falling out of her eyes.
And I had the privilege of being there the night that Deborah reunited with her children. And in that moment, Angie so graciously said to Deborah's daughter, "Your mama fought so hard for you." And of course, Angie did too, but she chose to lift Deborah up in that moment in the eyes of her children. And that embodies Angie's leadership and her spirit. And we are all better for it.
The work continues, and it's a privilege, and I just thank you both for letting me, for trusting in me, for letting me be part of that journey with you.
I am who I am today, but it's all because of you. So I really appreciate you, Angie.
Your future is bright. The organization's future is bright. We're in this new space that symbolizes our future, and that future is bright, and it's thanks to Angie.
Good afternoon. I am Mary Howard, Executive Director of Ohio State East Hospital, Community Refugee and Immigration Services Board member, and honored to call myself a friend and colleague of Angie Plummer. I've known Angie since 1998 when she began her career at CRIS as a volunteer lawyer. And it did not take long to see that Angie possessed the qualities of a true servant leader. She is someone who takes care of hearts while also taking care of business. When the time came to appoint a new leader for CRIS in 2003, there was no doubt that Angie was the right person to lead the way. Leading the noble effort to plan for the arrival and to integrate refugees and immigrants into Central Ohio as they arrive from around the world requires a unique set of skills. with her heart and her soul. Angie fights for the dignity and the rights of people Chris serves and inspires a staff of 90 people to do the same. Angie is an unsung hero, and she is most worthy to be named one of YWCA's Women of Achievement. Welcome to the Academy, Angie.
Thank you, Mary. So from an early age, I was drawn to different languages, cultures, and travel. I knew that the empathy I had for others would guide my choices in life. I just didn't know how. After law school, I had good jobs, but something was really missing. I saw a newspaper article about volunteering with this Chris organization, and I got excited. I didn't know anything about immigration law, but I hoped that I could learn and somehow be helpful. So what started out as a volunteer opportunity led to my life's work. The heartbreaking and courageous stories of the families I've met moved me in ways I never felt before. If I have any superpower, it is that empathy. Every day, it drives me to welcome refugees, reunite families, and work to ensure the success of our new neighbors. Chris has grown from a few employees working in a small literal garage with one computer to 90 employees today. Every day, these amazing people bring their own passion and empathy to a tough and sometimes distressing job. Our mission is to help immigrants and refugees start over, to find safety and stability, and to thrive. The work can be frustrating, and it is often painful, especially in recent years. But the stories of immigrants arriving today are just like those who came to this country in centuries past. They seek to escape poverty, oppression, persecution, and war. They just want to work hard and support their families. Our country became what it is today because of the hard work and perseverance of people who came from other lands. I believe our future prosperity depends on welcoming these newcomers who must be treated fairly and with dignity. That's why I will keep telling the stories like the ones you heard today. It has been my great privilege to be a part of these families' lives. Their courage inspires me and keeps me going every day. Thank you.
Our mission is to eliminate racism and empower women. It was important for us to begin to look for ways to be more impactful in the area of racial equity and social justice. It is important for the elimination of racism piece to cross any gender identity.
We have our trainings, and what we're looking to do now is actually branch out and offer different educational components and ways to engage with material in a more workshop way.
And we want to ignite the community and ignite the fire in them to learn more, to take the journey.
We try to empower people to be courageous and say what's on their mind and ask questions and just get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
We just began to really talk about what in Columbus, Ohio, what is it going to look like if we can eliminate or reduce racism. It's the mission that really calls us to do the work, but it is putting the mission into action that is the most important part.
And we thank you, AEP, for your contribution. All right, anybody else feeling kind of inspired right about now? Am I the only one? Anybody else feeling inspired? I mean, this is amazing, and we aren't even finished yet. We still have more. So if you are inspired, and all of you clapped, and all you out there in cyberspace or wherever you are, I'm sure you clapped too, I got a challenge for you. Because what I want you to do is to donate right now. If you are inspired, then donate. consider giving at least $37 to celebrate the 37th year of Women of Achievement. $37. Now, I know a lot of you spend that at Starbucks. The money raised today is going to help YWCA Columbus to continue their mission of empowering women and eliminating racism. One small gift from each of you will amount to big changes in the lives of so many. So simply use the QR code on the screen to donate on YWCA Columbus's website. You can do that right now. Or if you are old school, I don't do Pen Pal, Playmate, Venom, whatever all that stuff is, and I definitely don't even know what a QR code is. Oh, it's right in front of me. There it is. So I have $37 in cash because I know how to work an ATM machine. So I have $37, and Christy, I'm going to bring this to you. This is my donation.
I am so excited to be with great friends to celebrate this wonderful woman who was named a 2022 Woman of Achievement. You know, you are an individual who can bring people together. You bring public-private partnerships, you bring academics, you bring nonprofits, and you bring the grassroots and the residents to the table.
You know, in Franklin County, we have a motto that we like to use. We talk about every resident every day, and Joy embodies that in the work that she does every single day.
When we talk about the Rise Together blueprint and the work that was done, there was so many people involved, but you kept saying, what about the residents? What about the people in the community?
I remember sitting and listening to mothers, mothers who would say to me, I've done some things that I'm not proud of. To take care of my kids. And that should not happen in this community ever.
You brought the voices of the people who live in poverty every day to the table so that we could actually figure out how to do what we could to help lift them from poverty to the middle class.
Right. Joy, one of the brilliant ideas that came out of the blueprint was the Innovation Center. And the Innovation Center is not what Job and Family Services or Franklin County does with our residents. It is not direct service. It is about policy. It is about advocacy.
So we needed a place where that blueprint sat so the 13 goals, 120 action steps could take life, and you had a person or an organization that is advocating and changing policy and testing big ideas. What if we advocated to change the federal poverty level so that people can have transitional benefits in order to get them to their next tax bracket so they're not relying upon public assistance? That's why I'm so thankful that the Innovation Center was started.
So how do you feel sitting here in a place that you and your husband helped to start?
Sight is something that you see when it's right in front of you, but vision is something when you see when your eyes closed. And when I close my eyes and I think of the faces, I think these are going to be our next Commissioner O'Grady's. These are going to be our next Trudy Bartley's, Courtney Kerrigan's. We just have to make sure that we give them the right start, and that's why early education is important. So sitting here today is to see that it's gone from, you know, the building it was in into this big gymnasium and all the programming. It's awesome, because the goal is alignment, right? And that's what we're working on now in Franklin County, where we're creating this one door. There is no wrong door that you should be able to walk in, right?
My colleagues and I would tell you that it's very easy to do what we do when you have women like the three of you, and you have Joy Bivens on your team. There isn't much you can't accomplish.
Yeah. Right.
Good afternoon. We live in a complex world where we do what we define is who we are. Joy Bivens is not that individual. She is a wife, a mother, a Christian woman, friend to many, and brilliant visionary who takes her lived experiences and translates them to assist residents of Franklin County to make a better life and a pathway to sustainability for youth, individuals, and families. It is dizzying, the initiatives and programs she has created to help those who are unheard and unnoticed. She recreates the journey her customers take to get to everyday activities, work, doctor's appointments, job trainings. She then understands the hurdles and the obstacles and creates solutions leading to a smoother journey to sustainability and success. Joy is a woman of strong and unyielding faith, which leads her to the role of being the people's advocate. I am personally grateful for Joy in my life and thankful that she has the influence to change the lives of so many of Franklin County residents. I and many others, too numerous to mention, have gained so much both personally and professionally from Joy. I am a better person for it because she has taught me to give people grace when I am not understanding their circumstances and to give of myself and time. She is the persona of what I strive to be and has the heart that I try to achieve. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce the 2022 Woman of Achievement, Joy Bivens.
I strongly believe that our lived experiences mold the person we become. They help us answer our why and give us purpose. It wasn't easy for me growing up. When my mother lost her job, I went from sleeping in a bed to sleeping in a car. Then I ended up in the foster care system. I bounced around homes, got into fight. I was bullied, not just by my classmates, but by my teachers who were supposed to have my back. But I persevered, and my experience has shaped the woman I am now. I can tell you there were a lot of forks in the road along the way. If I made some different choices, I wouldn't be speaking to you here now. I know what it's like to be poor. I've been poor. I've got a PhD in poverty. I've got firsthand knowledge about the gaps in our social service system because I fell through those same gaps. In every story I hear about a child or family that falls through those same cracks and breaks, it breaks my heart. It's the system's failure. It's why I've lived my life committed to help construct a new system that puts people at the center, putting the human back in human services. You don't need lived experiences to be a champion of change. You just need to care. That doesn't mean it's easy. It means caring when it's not convenient. It means advocating when it's not in the news. Sometimes it means stepping back and creating a space for people with personal histories to be the center of attention and lead the movement. When you've been entrusted to lead, as we all have, it means you have a responsibility to the cause and to the people that support you. You need to do it right and for the right reasons. People notice when you make tough sacrifices and will work that much harder for you. So my challenge is this: find something you care about, your cause, your why. Fight for it. And do it in a way that leads others to join you. It will change lives and make our community much better. Thank you.
So I love that we're here to talk about our esteemed friend, Dr. Laura Espy Bell. And I love the fact that we get to talk about Made for Medicine, which to me really encompasses everything that Laura is about.
She has always been a leader, so it's not even surprising to any of us that we're here celebrating her today.
She continues to be a vessel of positive change in this community, and I think that starts with her mother and her father. Made for Medicine honors her parents and really encapsulates what they have always tried to be for the city.
We know that our community is underrepresented in the medical field. Only 5% of physicians in the United States are Black. Of that, only 2% are Black females.
Representation matters. And when I was growing up, I was afforded the opportunity to see other Black physicians. My daughter can see other Black physicians, but that's not always an option for others. It's important for me to create a space where Black children can see themselves in us. So Made for Medicine is open to 6th and 7th graders that have an interest in medicine. We teach them about pediatrics, about emergency medicine, neurology, cardiology, nephrology, family medicine, internal medicine, and then they graduate with the white coat ceremony. But the program doesn't stop there. We support these children all the way through high school.
And I think the other thing that's beautiful is you encompassing your father's famous catchphrase, which is?
If it is to be, it's up to me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So that phrase motto is important to me because my father created the Columbus Youth Corps many years ago in the 80s, 90s. And so the motto that he taught his group of kids was, if it is to be, it's up to me. And so personally, for Made for Medicine, I made that the motto for Made for Medicine.
I think Laura really sets that precedent from day one in the program. She calls the students doctor. She encourages them to introduce themselves as doctor.
It's important that we start respecting them with the respect that comes with medicine now, because I want them to claim it now. What did it feel like to be called Dr. Bell on day one?
It is very important because you felt like somebody knew that you could become a doctor. And if you follow that and you claim it and you claim that you will be a doctor, then it will happen someday.
Now, what kind of doctor do you want to be?
A vascular neurologist.
That's what I thought.
We're still working on her. I'm still working on her. That's still up for debate.
So Laura, I think you have a superpower, and that superpower is connecting people. Where do you think you learned that from?
I absolutely learned that from my mother. She was the best connector of them all. She believed in women, and she believed in good women, and she felt that every good woman should meet another one. The white coat ceremony was particularly important because she was able to be there, and she was so proud of everything I have accomplished and done with this program. I don't think everyone always understands what the white coat represents, but it's your entryway into medicine.
I feel grateful to just be a part of this legacy that your mother started, that you're continuing and passing on to your daughter as well. We're surrounded by all-stars, all the faculty that you brought into this, and you are an all-star. You know, on behalf of the faculty, the students, their families, congratulations, and thank you for your dedication, your vision, and for Made for Medicine.
Thank you all for joining me on this journey. I couldn't do half of what I do without you. I appreciate you so much. We got a high five.
Okay. Yes!
Good afternoon and congratulations to all the honorees. I'm Joyce Beatty, U.S. Congresswoman and Chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, but most importantly, godmother mentor to Dr. Laura Espy Bell. Laura, I too wear blue in honor of your mother's love for and pride in you. Laura is a testament to going beyond and being a village leader for others to follow. You see, she understands leaders not only lead, they sacrifice, they serve, and they strengthen others. Laura does it all. She mentors, feeds the homeless on Thanksgiving, visits schools giving girls the hope and, yes, the confidence to succeed. Laura is a loving wife, a mother, an identical twin, sister, niece, and a very skilled physician who paves the way for a better America as a sojourner for justice, for racial equality, and Black excellence. Join me in welcoming Dr. Laura S.B. Bell to the Academy of Women of Achievement. And now, in honor of your mother, I connect you with her as a woman of achievement with her medal. We're gonna make this.
Today is especially important to me because as a 17-year-old teenager, I watched my mother, Kathy Espy, become a woman of achievement. As she accepted her medal, I vividly remember her grace, poise, strength, and gratitude. I hope I will always be a reflection of her. Both my parents stressed the importance of using my voice for good, standing up for what I believe in, and the kindness does matter. They set the precedence for being authentic in every circle, serving the community, and lifting others as you climb. As an emergency physician, I have the privilege of caring for others when they are acutely ill or injured. I work on the east side of Columbus because it was important to me to serve the same community that raised me. Every day, I see the positive impact when people of color are treated by a physician that looks like them. And I have never taken that for granted. When I go to work as a physician of color, I represent so much more than just myself. I represent my ancestors, my parents, my grandparents, and my entire community. Changing the face of medicine to reflect our community is my calling. And that's why I founded Made for Medicine. By getting African American students interested in a medical career at an early age, we're creating a pipeline of future physicians of color and addressing health disparities. It is also important to have African American faculty teaching our students about medicine so that they can see themselves in us. My father, Ben Espy, always says, if it is to be, it's up to me. And every day, I ask God to use me for a purpose greater than myself. Today, I challenge you to believe in the power of your influence and honor your strengths and your spirit by using them for a purpose greater than yourself. Change is coming, and it's up to all of us. Thank you.
Everyone. Being an advocate for all means using our voice to lift up those around us and using our influence to make sure that everyone is represented in the conversations that impact their lives.
That's right, Amy. As executive sponsor of the Big Lots Women's Initiative Network, I've learned a lot about the responsibility that I have, that we all have, to pave and protect the pathway for others, not just for women, but for all people.
It really is our responsibility, and it's an important one, because when we advocate for one another, we build communities where all people can live big. That's our mantra at Big Lots, and it's why we stand with YWCA Columbus as they break down barriers facing women and people of color and work toward a more equitable society for all.
Congratulations to this year's Women of Achievement honorees.
And the Women on the Rise.
Thank you for being the big difference for a better life.
Hi, I'm Erin Scott. I'm one of the co-founders and co-executive directors of the Ohio Women's Alliance. Ultimately, you can't expect other people to advocate for you if you can't advocate for yourself. Other folks who have advocated for me range from teachers to coaches. I've had incredible former managers, bosses, who have definitely been the type of women who have carried as they climb, as folks say. When I think about how I advocate for folks, I know that by centering the leadership of women and working for gender equity, I'm making better communities for my family, people like my family in Youngstown. Even though I'm hyper-focused on the leadership and advocacy of women's equity, everybody benefits when women thrive, particularly when women of color thrive.
Hello, my name is Danielle Tong. I am the Director of Capacity Building and Community Knowledge with the Columbus Foundation. When I think about advocacy in the span of my career, I harken back to an article that was written by the Harvard Business Review on how women, and in particular Black women, need sponsorship in addition to mentorship. And across my career, I've had tons of wonderful mentors. And I have fewer examples of sponsorship, but I have one very distinct one, and that actually happens to be my current boss. My boss's name, his name is Dan Sharp. He is a great example of what sponsorship should really look like. I came to the foundation as a person with lots of ideas and excitement about what I wanted to bring to our community. And he used his influence in our organization to help support me and elevate my ideas. I sincerely hope that our community sees me as an advocate, that our nonprofit sector sees me as an advocate, because that's really my life's passion and desire, is to elevate all the strengths and all the good and all the importance that our nonprofit sector serves in this community. In working in the space of capacity building, I am really trying to elevate the responsibility of our entire community to support our nonprofits and the benefits that they bring to our quality of life and our education and our healthcare.
My name is Elsie Johnson, and I am the founder and CEO of Zora's House. The best way that anyone has ever advocated for me was my mom advocating for herself and showing me that that was possible and being an example for that, so that I could now advocate for myself in the work that I do. So one of the things that's so special about Zora's House is, we are an organization, a nonprofit co-working space and leadership incubator, and our mission is to activate and support the creativity, leadership, entrepreneurship, scholarship, and activism of women and gender-expansive people in our community. But what is so cool about Zora's House is that we don't build for women of color. We build with and alongside of women of color and other folks in our community. When I think about advocating for folks, to me, that means bringing people to the table, allowing people to be decision makers, allowing people to drive the programming and the resources that they want to see be available in their community.
Angela, I'm so impressed with how these three young women have taken the inspiration from other women to create change and the change they want to see in our community, while also advocating for other women at such a young age. Were we doing that at a young age?
You know what? We used to be young and cute. I remember.
We were.
I remember.
We
but
were.
We were not as bad as these young ladies
We were
are,
not.
Okay,
We were not.
They are definitely different. These are the women that we need out there advocating for all of us to continue our mission. So please welcome this year's Women on the Rise honorees to the stage. Christy, do the honors of announcing them, please.
Elsie Johnson, one of my mentees, Erin Scott, and Danielle Tong. Woo! Congratulations. And congratulations to you, Angela, just for being the superstar that you are.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of Women of Achievement 2022. Congratulations to Angie, Janika, Joanna, Joy, Laura, Linda, our Women of Achievement, and to our Women on the Rise. You all inspire, embolden, and encourage us. Thank you for being advocates for all. As we close today, I want to thank our presenting sponsors, American Electric Power Foundation, where my boss works, Bath and Body Works Foundation, the Big Lots Foundation, and Honda. So my next thanks is both professional and personal. It's to the entire team and board of YWCA Columbus, past and present, all those alumni out there. I have had the privilege of working with this organization and its amazing team for more than 22 years. Yes, I started when I was 12, everyone knows that. When I stepped into the CEO role, I gave myself a 5-year term limit. There's a guy out there that knows something about that I used to work for named Mayor Coleman, right, Mayor Coleman? And since I believe in honoring my commitments, including the ones I make to myself, this is my last year as president and CEO. I plan to spend my tenure expanding on our strengths, adding to our reach, and preparing this organization for its next chapter. With the incredible support of this community, we have achieved those goals. And it wouldn't have been possible without the expertise and dedication of the amazing team of YWCA Columbus. I appreciate you, and you know I love you. I'm proud of what we've done together, and I look forward to continuing to be a part of the YWCA community. They know that I will not be far away. I know that the organization is going to go forward stronger than ever. This is because our work serves genuine needs, and we make genuine progress. Our work is essential. It is essential to support vulnerable populations and our neighbors in need. We have to ensure that everyone, no matter their race, gender, age, or income, has access to affordable housing, healthy meals, care, and education. It is essential to provide opportunities and structures that support women and families. When young people can learn and grow safely, parents and caregivers can take part in the workforce and achieve and be their very best and achieve financial stability. And it is essential to stand up against racism and stand up for justice. We have to get educated, get active, and get involved to create equity now and for the future. And last but certainly not least, it is essential that we all participate in this work. It's how we continue to take care of each other, our communities, and how we lift one another up. It's how we create dignity for all. You can participate in our work. Now, you know I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you to raise a little money. You can participate in our work right now today by making a gift to YWCA Columbus. It's a great way to honor these amazing women, what YWCA Columbus has accomplished thus far, and the bold work we plan to do next. And since it's our 37th Women of Achievement, consider contributing $37 or more. Champion companies will generously match every gift we receive today up to $25,000. Thank you, Champion companies. Where is she? There's Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. We also invite you to join us for upcoming events. YWCA Columbus, along with our friends at Groundwork Ohio, will take part in the Family Celebration Advocacy Day at the State House on May 18th. Please join us. Go to our website for more information. And please, please mark your calendars to attend Activists and Agitators on October 13th. We've got some things to talk about at that event. Again, thank you for being here today and for everything you do for YWCA Columbus. With your support, we will keep fighting to make this a community of peace, justice, freedom, and dignity, because that is what is essential for all of us. Have a great afternoon.